One thing you don't know about me, I don't sleep well. My mind races because of all the years of late night appearances. I'm just always up and I can't decompress. So I found Sunday Scaries and it works for me. It helps me kind of decompress from my day and get a good night's sleep. To prove it to you, I got 25% off for all my fans. Go to sundayscaries.com and use my promo code PrivateTalk and you get 25% off. They're amazing and I know you'll love them. Hello, hello, hello. It's Private Talk Podcast with Alexis, Texas. We're back season 2 and I'm excited because today we have Candace Cane on the couch.
Hello, beautiful. Oh my goodness.
Yes,
I'm so happy to be here.
Warm welcome for you. I'm excited to have you on the couch. I'm excited to know more about you. You are an exotic aerialist. You do your pole dancing, you do coaching, you do all these fabulous things, and Private Talk wants to get to know you a little bit more. So please tell us all about you, Miss Candace Cane.
Well, I do all those things and more.
Ooh, I like the and more.
And more, honey. Lots of more.
That's the ending part. The and more comes later, Private Talk. So make sure you buckle down and get ready for this interview.
Exactly. So I have been teaching pole dancing since 2013. I've competed professionally. I've done music videos and concerts for Snoop Dogg and Ashanti, pole dancing in front of thousands of people. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, so that's why you had the jams. I had the Ashanti on earlier. So
Yes.
You felt right at home. See, I didn't know why. I felt like, on the way over here, I was like, what mood do I want to be in? And she always puts me in a good mood. So, maybe it gravitated your energy to pull you in and make you feel comfortable here on
Everything's
Private Talk.
kismet here. I love it. So far, so good. Aside from that, I perform burlesque. I'm actually here in Los Angeles performing at the Next Door Lounge in Hollywood, most Saturdays, some Fridays. So I love it because it's a different type of performance than pole dancing.
Now, is that all you, or is it with like other girls too?
There's other girls throughout the evening.
So
it's like dinner. It's dinner and a show. So you have your friends that come out, enjoy some drinks and some dinner, and then throughout the evening, single performances will happen. So I'll come out, and then another performer will come out and do their song, and then another, and then it turns into a dance party. Next Door Lounge is a lot of fun.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
Please
That
do.
fun.
But it's great because it's a classy way of stripping is what they consider it, burlesque, and I come down into my pasties and whatnot, but it's very different from my pole dancing. And like I've worked as a stripper and in clubs, and then I've worked as like a go-go dancer at working on the pole, which is different because I'm not taking off my clothes.
Aren't most go-go dancers, aren't you like just dancing stationary, I thought? I didn't know a pole was involved.
Well, it depends. Here in Los Angeles, they've actually started within the last few years implementing pole dancing. So you're not necessarily grinding and gyrating, but you are doing pole athletics as well as dancing with the music, and people are able to tip you, which is fun, but it's not like I'm taking people to the back and taking them for lap dances. I mean, I might if they're in front of me, I might open my legs and be like, hey.
So again, the more classy of the whole
But I don't even like that
it.
word classy saying it.
I mean, I think all of it is
no matter
very
what you
sexy.
do.
I think it's all very, because, so back up a minute. So for me, about, even how the industry I was in, I was in the adult industry. So for me, it was the way I expressed myself artistically. So I feel like it's the same way with you, but with dancing and pole and, being like an aerialist or whatever, because it's an art and it's beautiful. It's like painting a picture from somebody else's mind and creating music or, things like that. So it's very, I'm very in tune with those things. So it's cool to just see like that portray across and how it's elevated now to where now there's different things where it's, but burlesque was always around, but now it's bringing it more into it where it's like now it's dinner and a show. And it's like, it's because the entertainment, industry, we suffered so much because of the pandemic, and we found ways to really do those things behind, in our homes or on live streams and things like that. But, it's really fun for me, I think, and as I'm sure you're fans as well. It's like to see that one-on-one in front of my face, you doing these things where I'm like, oh my God,
that's the part that I miss.
Every night is different. You know what I mean? I can see, like, I used to dance before, and I've done strip clubs across the world, and I couldn't tell. They're like, well, what can we expect? I hated that question because it's like, I don't have a choreographed thing in my mind, but I just know what songs I dance to and what my routine, in a sense, is. But it's off the crowd. It's about the participation of everything, how I'm feeling that day. And sometimes, every show is great, but it's like what evolution or what's going to be tapped in and unlocked with Alexis, Texas today. So I'm sure that's really much about yourself. Which one of
Very much true.
Those jobs that you've told Private Talk today, which is your favorite to do? Do you have one?
Honestly, Teaching. I love teaching. I teach flexibility. I teach pole dancing and twerking and handstands and exotic movement. And I like to teach people how to learn. Okay. Because a lot of people get stuck up on what they can't do and, oh, I'm too this, I'm too that. And I'm like, well, if you keep thinking that, you're not going to get anywhere. So how about we just negate those feelings? You feel how you feel about yourself when you're away from me. But when you're in my class, the can't is a cuss word.
I love that.
I refuse for you to just
because
block your
mindset
blessings.
is everything. You know what I mean? And if you say I can't, then you can't. You know
exactly.
what I mean? I'm always like, I don't know, but I'll try.
No Debbie Downers. Like, if you want to do that on your own time, but you're not going to waste my time. I don't want to hear it. It's not for me to hear. I want to do nothing but empower my students. And I love giving them that sense of, I've done something that I didn't think I could do before. And then they get addicted to it. That's what happened with me. Like, I was a classically trained dancer all through school. And then I ended up pole dancing because, one, I wanted a better way to work out that wasn't so icky like the gym. Okay. I don't like the gym. The gym's not a good place for me.
Is it because you don't like stationary movement? It's like kind of like with sports, like athletes. It's like you need to be doing something.
I rather much have some fun while I'm working out. And the gym, I just cuss and bitch and moan and cry. And I don't
wanna.
Exactly. And in front of people too. And I just don't want to put myself
can't. You know, you're gonna tell yourself that too, Miss Candace Cane.
You know. See, the thing, I know I am able to. I just choose not to. I elect the option. But going back to like pole dancing and stuff, when I first started pole dancing, it was because I wanted to work out, but also get in tune with my more sensual side. I was a very developed young woman, and people looked at me as a woman when I was still a child. Okay. And I had some issues growing up. And so it was a way for me to reclaim my sexy and get in tune with my sexuality and sensuality for myself. And then I felt more confident. And then Lord knows, you would not have been able to tell me back in college that I'd be making my career swinging on poles. You know, my mom's a stand-up comedian, and her thing is just like, you know, back in my day, we kept the kids off the pole. Now, when she came home with a couple $1,000s, she's like, go ahead, let me help you pick out an outfit. Like, yes, no, that's not enough.
Go get it, girl. Don't worry.
Yes, mom's a cheerleader. Mom's a cheerleader.
That's good, though. It's important to have people, you know, in your life and your family support what you do, especially breaking the stereotypes of what it was before and what you're doing now. You know, it's, you know, I go back to saying, you know, when I was in the adult industry and like the similarities is because it's just the adult industry itself. You know, you get a lot of like marks or like, oh, looked at sideways or whatever. And, you know, for me telling my parents like, hey, I did an adult movie, they're like, okay. But I explained it to the point where it was like, that's how I was expressing myself. That's how I found myself in comfort. And like, you know, I was always comfortable in my sexuality. So it was how I wanted to express myself. So yes, again, it's not something they wanted to like ideally hear or want their child to do, but they definitely are cheerleaders and very supportive in everything that I choose to do. So it's important to have those things because that's how I feel like we elevate even more, because you tap into like now that you're coaching or now that you're teaching and all these things like that, what you've already learned and loved to do, you're bringing it and putting it into somebody else's hands too, and having that come out in them. And I think that's a beautiful thing.
Support goes a long way on both ends. Support as me being a teacher, supporting my students, and support for me as an entertainer, having people like, you know, my mom and my family be behind me and understand that what I do is something that I love to do and it's helping other people. And my thing is, when I'm performing, I want you to forget about all the other dramas in your life. I don't want you to think about not a nothing except my little ass shaking on this stage and doing these amazing tricks. So hopefully, I mean, from what I've heard from other people, they say that like they're transcended. They come in and like, I'm so happy that you came, because at least that this shows that you're doing something for yourself. You came out, you're not dealing with your dramas, and I'm going to take you into a further place where you're so far from that bullshit. I'm here for you.
That's awesome.
I'm a philanthropist through my entertaining and teaching.
So how would one person come to you and find you to be a teacher, a coach? How would we do that? How to tell private talk? So maybe we have some listeners out there that are going to come and join your class.
Yes, of course. Well, my website is Higher Learning Dance. Higher Learning Dance, because you're higher off the ground, and well, I like to get high.
Hey,
you know, right? Speaking of that, you know, I'm gonna smoke on my Bico flower. Hello. Hey. Higher Learning Dance is my company, and I also am on the social medias. However, when it comes to dealing with classes, it's best to, you know, either go through my email or the website, which directs you to my email. And like I said, I teach pole dancing. I teach flexibility. I also do a lot of Zoom classes. So people who aren't in Los Angeles are not quite comfortable to meet person to person in these days. I completely understand that. I got you. I'm really vocal and I'm able to explain things in a way that you understand it.
Do you feel like your message gets across when people aren't one-on-one because you're not, maybe with flexibility, it's like, how do you know that you're really pushing in deep into those things, things?
There's different markers that I can see in a person when they're doing it. So I know what the body's supposed to look like, and I can tell how they react after I tell them to make this certain adjustment. They're like, oh, I'm like, oh, now you feel it. Now you feel it. You look too comfortable before. And I've been doing it for so long. I've been a dancer for over 20 years. And then with the pole thing, I've been doing that since 2012, and burlesque since like 2014. It's just what I know. So
let's talk about, you said with the pole dancing thing, you wanted to kind of go back. Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. Go back to, you said you developed really early on as a child. People were looking at you kind of probably more than, they were supposed to, and giving you more attention. Did you went inward and you didn't really accept that negative
Very
attention?
Very much so.
I kind of shunned up by that. Do you mind talking about that?
I don't mind talking about that at all. Yeah. So one of two things happens when people have dealt with either like molestation or any type of situations in that regards. They either act out or they retreat. I did both. I acted out and then I retreated. I was like, I don't want to be this way. Because at a certain point, I felt that I was looked at as this object, this sexual being, and that was all I was good for, because that's all that the attention I was getting. And so it wasn't until I realized, fuck what everyone else sees me as. It's what I see myself as, is what I feel is what's most important. And it's ultimately up to me to allow people in my life and in my circle. And if they're not in my space doing something to elevate me or help me or be positive influence in my life, they don't gotta be there. And I learned how to essentially say no.
It's important. That's a strong word, because we sometimes, even with just, females in general, we want to be a pleaser. We don't want to be, oh, you're difficult, or, oh, you get all these stigmas on these things where it's like, no is okay for any, gender, race, anything, like whatever. No is a powerful word, and you should take it and you should own it. But it's, it's really a crucial time for women when we grow up and you're like, oh, you have these things that, I have boobs, I have an ass, with me, I didn't get boobs until later on, but I had a big ass always. So it was always like, what attention brings it to you? So you're just like, sometimes people hear it and you're just like, you get shy or nervous of it. So you don't want people to see it, whatever. But for, finding that voice again is really powerful, like you said, to get your own, femininity back and your own sexuality back, to be like, you know what, I have the power. You don't. And that's a really powerful thing.
Yes.
Very powerful.
So pole really helped me with that. And I'm so thankful. And honestly, anyone who approaches pole has their own reason.
Yes.
And it is what you make it. Like going back earlier, what we were saying as far as pole dancing, classy and stripping, all that stuff, it can be anything. I've seen ballerinas pole dance. I've seen break dancers pole dance. I've seen tap dancers pole dance. I've seen people, amputees pole dance. It's whatever you make it. It's a creative interpretation. So it also depends on the setting. So yes, if I'm dancing with club lights going and it's a sexy song playing, you're going to allude to it being more of a strip club performance. Yeah. But if I'm dancing in a park and I've got jean shorts and tank top, I'm not in a G-string and pasties, it portrays a different image. So it's all about the setting too.
I agree with that. I feel but I think now too, it's we're in such a time where, everything is just odd in the world, and things like that, where it's, I feel like people are trying to fight back to making that where it's dance and certain things, it doesn't matter what you're wearing, isn't it doesn't have to be trashy or raunchy or strip club-ish or you know what I mean? And it's it's okay for you to dance sensual to an R&B song that you feel is great, or you know what I mean? Or whatever song that makes you feel that way. I feel people try to shun away oh, that's over-sexualized. Why does it have to be? You make it that way.
Right.
Not the actual individual who's being an artist and letting their self go.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And that's why I feel I think it's, people need to kind of look inward a little bit more when they start finding problems with other things outside in the world, why it really bothers you. But yeah, so there's pole dancing. Where'd you go after pole dancing? Did you go the go-go dancing?
Yes, I ended up go-go dancing.
So was that just not enough? You wanted more, or you just liked the liberation of dancing that you're just what can I do next? Because you said you have a background in dance.
I ended up getting booked for a lot of music videos, which is fun. I've always been on set, even since I was younger. My first music video was a Luther Vandross video, and I was a kid. Nice. And Mariah Carey too. I was a kid in the church, singing along with her. It was great.
That's awesome.
But then I wanted to do something more, like with teaching, I'm able to like really help people more one-on-one. Entertaining is great. I can help I could say I can help a crowd perform, or not perform, but enjoy the performance while I'm doing it. But it's not the same effect. I feel like I have more influence and more calling to like teach people. I still perform just because I enjoy it. I love the thrill of being on stage and just seeing the people's reaction when I do what I do, and just being like, you're looking at me now, like eyes on me, like, baby.
That's powerful. That's why for me, I could relate with the like dancing and feature dancing. It was like, I knew at that moment, everyone was going to watch me. And it was like, what am I doing? And it's captivating because it's really like a lot of people don't get that attention. But that's why I feel like when I see artists perform, I'm like, that's a small, minute point of that, depending on how big they are. But it's just that power. Like, it's just like an adrenaline rush.
It's kind of like a snake charmer in a sense, except I'm the one with the flute. And I'm like, even though I'm the one dancing, but like everyone is captivated like by flute, what's happening.
Play us your flute.
Yes.
I like
with the pole dancing, I will say this. It has brought me to a lot of different places in my life that I never thought I would. Like, I've been able to teach in different countries, and I would never have assumed that it has gotten as far as it has in like the media. Like, I've done commercials. Like a couple years ago, I did a commercial for, I think it was like Beats by Dre, and I was pole dancing for that. I know I wasn't in it, but they had, I think it was like a Calvin Klein commercial that had pole dancing, and like, it's so progressive now, and I'm so happy, and I'm looking forward to seeing it more mainstream. Like, there's talks about it going into the Olympics. By then, I would just be coaching, because I bitch gonna be too old to be fucking trying to do those tricks.
But that's amazing too, just to be a part and being like a revolutionary and a pioneer to like, opening up those doors, because it is, you doing those things and all those moments are like, they're really great accolades, and for women to look up to you and like people see your style and like give that, people hope to know that those things could be obtainable. So that's really awesome to do.
Definitely.
So we're gonna give
I just want to
for that.
Oh, thank you.
Private Talk likes women empowerment, people, what you're doing, your direction of just, giving people insight in a different, in your mind, and I think that's really cool.
And it's not just for the women either. Like, I teach men. I teach plenty of men. And androgynous people. I teach everybody. So I want it to be more of a conversation of like, why is it have to be sexualized all the fucking time? Are we not past that? Are we not past that? Like, I have a sibling brother who is like 7, right? I have a pole up, and anytime he comes and he sees it, he's gonna climb up and spin around. And like, I posted videos of people like, I can't believe you have your boy on the pole. I'm like, why are you thinking it like that? If this little pole was at a park, they have poles at parks. Kids climb poles. Again, why are you making it more than it is?
It's other people's, things, and like what it was before. It's like such I guess sexism within its own like sport, because it is a sport as well. At the end of the day, I feel like, do you see when men or guys want to come to do your class, they feel a little bit more intimidated or inferior for it? Or is it something that they're already been doing,
Some of them feel out of place because they're just usually surrounded by a lot of women, and they feel like they may be intruding or being judged, being the only man there. I feel that most of the cultivation that I've done in my classes doesn't allow for that. Like, everyone that's come to my classes felt pretty comfortable, and if they haven't,
I think it's also the setting. You know what I mean? It seemed like a very good energy to like make it and normalize it. Like you said, it shouldn't be one or the other. It should be everybody.
Right. You know I used to work at this bar in West Hollywood called Flaming Saddles. Oh, such a fun time. Rest in peace to that club. Down because the fucking pandemic took away my clubs.
Damn it.
So I used to teach a free pole class there on Tuesdays, and literally anyone who would walk in the door, if you wanted to get on, sign the waiver, I would teach you something.
If you wanted to get on, I like that.
All right. If you want to get on, if you want to ride my pole, you come sign the waiver. You can ride.
Yes.
No height requirement.
Tell me, mommy.
No height requirement for this ride. Okay. So it was great because there's people who would never even thought of taking a pole class were able to and exposed to this new thing, this new exercise, this new dance. And then eventually people started coming every week.
Tell me your pitch. I'm walking into this old bar, RIP. I'm like, I don't really know if I want to do the pole. And you're just like, are you like persuading me? Are you telling me like, what are you doing? Me like, oh, come on.
You know what? I'm like,
Let's hear it, Candace Cane.
Check it out. When's the next time you're going to be able to live out your go-go dance fantasies, dancing in a bar with the lights and the music, people drinking, cheering for you? And if you're afraid of the cheering, people don't have to cheer for you. They probably are in
good.
conversation
You're good,
with their
but-
buddies at the bar, not even paying attention. And if all else matters, I'm here. I got you back. And you know what? If you do this, you're going to walk out this bar today feeling a lot better. You know why?
Ooh, private
You
talk.
tried something new. And honestly, what I liked about it, because I don't drink alcohol anymore. I do like this intermittent fasting, but for now, I think it might be for good. We'll see. It kind of drew them away from drinking so much because they wanted to focus on the pole, which for me was like, yeah, I know the bar probably didn't like that, but I don't care because people dancing on the pole brought other people in. So, you know, it's all a thing.
It's all gravy. It's all like, it's cohesively together. I like it though. I mean, you had me at like the pole, but like, you know, I wouldn't have been, you know, I like things like that. For me, I took a pole dancing class. I didn't really like the class aspect because I'm more of a one-on-one person because I like to be really great at what I'm doing.
Righteous.
But I really only did like basics because my ass was just too big and too heavy, and I just, you know, I didn't really give it my all. I didn't even all. But you know, with that speech, there's hope. There's hope. Private talk.
I got you. I can get that ass up the pole.
Hey, you heard her. You heard her. We'll see if this can happen. It's heavy though. It's really heavy, and it's more because my arms. You know, I had to work on my arms, but I'm working out more. So see, there's hope.
Well, see, that's the thing. The more you practice on the pole, the more the muscles that you need are gonna fire off and work.
Maybe
So
we'll get that, you know, the stage with the pole that we were talking about. We'll have
Yes.
a come back repeat of this whole thing, and like now we'll be on the pole.
yes, that would be
different
great.
situations.
You just sit
I
on the
like
pole
that.
and do your podcast from there the whole time.
I like it. Do you like that private talk? I hope you're liking this episode. I'm going to take a little bit of a break. When we get back, we're going to play Truth with Texas. Are you ready, Candace Cane?
I am so ready.
Don't be
Ooh.
One thing you don't know about me, I don't sleep well. My mind races because of all the years of late night appearances. I'm just always up and I can't decompress. So I found Sunday Scaries and it works for me. It helps me kind of decompress from my day and get a good night's sleep. To prove it to you, I got 25% off for all my fans. Go to sundayscaries.com and use my promo code PrivateTalk and you get 25% off. They're amazing and I know you'll love them. All right, Private Talk, we are back. We're one of my favorite parts of the segment, Truth with Texas. So we're going to play a little game, Candace. So we're going to play Truth with Texas. We've got 4 aces. Each ace is a different type of question. We're going to get to know you a little bit more intimately. I know you've been talking all business, but now it's fun time. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Private Talk, are you ready? Before we start the game, make sure that you are following this lovely lady. Please tell us where we can find you on your social media.
You can find me at Sweet Miss, that's MS, Candace with the A, Candace.
Oh, I like it. There's a lot of ass in this chair, so we like that thing too. So Private Talk, make sure you follow her, and let's get started. So let's pick a card.
All right, let's go with this one. I have an Ace of Hearts.
Ace of Hearts. It's heart is a romantic question. Would you consider yourself a romantic?
Very much so. Very much so. I romanticize quite a bit, yes.
What is one of your secret sexual fantasies?
Oh my gosh, I really want to do it in a hot air balloon.
Oh, okay, let's break this down for us.
Okay, so check it out.
Because there's a lot of things going on here, Candace. I needed to know.
So here's the thing. Like, I like doing things that scare me. I'm actually not into heights, like being
Like a thrill seeker?
yeah, kind of, sort of. I have levels. Like I've gone skydiving, and like the first time I was like mute. The second time I almost like I couldn't breathe, but I got through it. You know, you do what you do. But like being up high and then just like being bent over and like looking down while you have the feeling of getting fucked.
So
behind.
there's
like,
an actual position. It has to be bent over,
yes,
looking
yes.
over,
And
and
when
you're
I-
high because I got the double entendre.
Yeah,
but yes,
yeah.
high and higher.
Exactly.
So you're gonna be bent over.
bent over. I want to be looking down at the world below. I want to be fucked from behind. And, you know, if you want to pull my hair, you can. But ideally, that would be just amazing. And if the people want to watch that, I'm down for that too. Like,
You want cheers at the end?
I they don't have to cheer. They don't have to cheer.
You can do it, girl.
They don't have to
Get
cheer.
that orgasm. We know what you want. Get on top
cheer
of the
me
world.
on to my aura.
Do you think that would make you orgasm more? If someone was like, you can do it.
Hell no.
Are you into people watching you have sex? Have you ever had someone watch you and your partner have sex?
Definitely. I've definitely done that. And I'm into it for
Like in a
sure.
cuckold situation or in like a group participating situation?
I haven't cuckolded. Group participation and then just me having fucking friends in the room while I'm fucking.
So you're like smoking a joint and your friend's like getting a blowjob.
Pretty much. Or vice versa. Or yeah. People playing video games, smoking, yeah.
Is there a particular kind of party you have to be invited to this situation to happen, or is it just like on an average Sunday?
Oh no, this is so long ago. I'm so vanilla now.
I like how you look at me and tell me like you're like, I don't do nothing. That's the ones you be careful for. It's because it's not that you may not be doing now, but you still are capable of doing these things, which is nothing
very
wrong
much
with
so.
it.
Very
because
much
I think it's
so.
a good thing. It's about being who your true self. So do you have a favorite song that you like to have sex to, get in the mood to?
I don't.
Is there one that you like to, now
it.
let's go back to your pole dancing or dancing. Is there any one song that you like your go-to? Every song they're like, oh, Candace is at it again. She's going to be doing something.
I think what gets me in like a sensual, sexy, feeling myself mood is this song by Floetry, and it's Say Yes.
Say yes.
All you gotta do is say yes.
I'm going to have to look this up.
It's a good one.
I like this.
It's a good one.
I like it. I like how the tone
That
changed.
one just makes me want to just
The
like touch
tone
myself and just
changed,
a body roll.
You felt that
and
warm, fuzzy, like someone wants to just like kind of touch you a little bit here and there. Yeah. What's your favorite place to be kissed?
my neck. I'm a sucker for the neck. Like I
like how you're thinking about someone kissing
all
you.
of that.
Like,
you see, my cheeks are getting
okay.
warm. I'm like,
We're
kisses
making her
on the
warm.
neck
Private talk.
is my thing. Not so much the collarbone, but the neck is definitely where it's at. Like up, either up by my ear or down to the base, anywhere in that region. I'm happy with.
Good. Ready to go. Do you sleep naked or with clothes on?
Most of the time, naked. Most of the time.
Lingerie or naked?
Oh, definitely naked. But I don't mind dressing up every now and then.
Favorite thing to dress up on? Is it more like just sexy lingerie, or is it like cosplay where you're like role playing and doing something?
I would like role play. Haven't really gotten too much into that, but I definitely like involving a striptease because I've experience with that. But I thoroughly enjoy the act of taking off my clothes
okay,
in such a way.
Question. Sorry to interrupt you, but
no, don't.
With being like you like incorporating the striptease because that's what you do. Do you not feel like that's kind of like working sometimes, or do you kind of go in? Because with me, sometimes I don't like to over sexualize something because I've been over sexualized in certain, like when I was in the business. So sometimes it's kind of hard to play this too in like your personal life. So with you, because you do stripteases or when you're dancing like that, do you always feel like it's, is it almost cliche to incorporate it, or you feel like it's just more comfortable to do it?
I thoroughly enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like that. The feeling that I'm doing, or the feeling that I have when I'm on stage performing, is very similar to like the feeling that I have if I'm performing for a partner. I enjoy what I'm doing and I'm celebrating my body at the same time. And I know that the outcome is you're going to be smiling. I'm a pleaser, and I love for the audience to be left pleased, whether it be visually tantalized or if it's my partner sexually released, whatever that may be, release it out, baby. I got you. So like that is okay for me to feel like I should be performing because like I'm that's just like my go-to, I guess.
I like it because I don't know. I feel like I could see both sides. Mine was very over sexualized, whatever. But now I'm trying to learn like those were the things that I liked doing before in things. So it's like bringing those things back. So it's not like I'm working.
Right,
so it's
right.
You know what I mean? Because it matters. And I feel
now,
like instead of the 10 like, audience people that I'm like looking in their eyes, because I'm an eye contact type of person as well. It's just that one. Because I like pleasing the room. I like making sure that everybody feels good about it. And when I was dancing and doing those things, it's easy to like fall into that trance of like goodness.
Yes.
Goodness. All right, we're gonna get to the next type of questions.
Okay, all right.
See, they're not that bad. We're warming you up.
Bring it on, baby. Bring it on. All right, I have a club here.
The clubs are kinky questions here at Private Talk.
Kinky.
What is your favorite time of day to have sex?
Oh, favorite time of day to have sex. Any time of the day is a favorite time of day to have sex. Just sex in
bent
general.
over, ready to go
like,
all the time.
I'm down for daytime. I'm down for morning. I'm down for late night. I'm down for, roll over in the middle of the night.
Are you down for kinky and bondage?
I'm very much down for kinky bondage. Matter of fact, throughout the pandemic, I was performing virtually online with the Jumbo's Clown Room, which is, the Jumbo's Cyber Clown Girls show that they had. And the last show we did was a BDSM kink show. And I tied myself up in shibari and I performed. And it was great. And I'm like into that. Actually, on my Instagram, I have a video of me in some bar in Bali, suspended in shibari with my legs up here, my hands in having conversation. It was great. So I'm definitely
having conversation like it's natural.
Yeah, it was. Everyone's on the couch, just how how we are now speaking. Except just imagine me strung up with my feet in my hands.
I went to Bali and that didn't happen with me. We needed to redo.
You come with me, girl. Come with me, and I'll show you the way.
I like it. We're going private tongue. I'm gonna follow the way. We'll see where it leads me. I feel like a little bit of trouble, but a lot of fun.
A lot of fun.
Most uncomfortable place you've ever had sex?
Oh God. The most uncomfortable.
I mean, you just said you were tied up. Have you been tied up and expended, like in having sex?
I haven't, but I would be down with that. It wouldn't be uncomfortable. I'd say the most uncomfortable place. I've done it in an elevator. That really wasn't that great. I've done it in a corner of a club, like kind of behind a door. So that was awkward.
The corner of a club and the corner with the door.
Yeah, it was. I'd say that was pretty uncomfortable. Other than that, I pride myself on being comfortable for sex. Like if I'm gonna have sex, I want it to be nice. Like I don't want it to have any type of issues. Like I want to be able to lay down. Like I've done when I was younger, I did that whole car sex thing, and I need a bed for what I'm about to do. The work I'm about to put in, I need some space. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't
and cushion for my knees, because fuck that.
You're about to get in. Mm-hmm. So yeah, you definitely had a sexual encounter in a crowded place. You like that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Watch porn without masturbating?
Yes, actually.
Tell us about it.
Okay, so check it out. I am not a stranger to the porn industry. I have never been in a film myself. However, I know people in the industry and I support their work. And sometimes I like to just watch it without jacking off to my people. Honestly, some of the plots and the scenes are actually pretty good. So
you watch it for the storytelling?
Not all the time, but I have.
This is the first time I've heard this.
I have.
So whose storytelling do you like the best?
Oh God,
But in storytelling, as far as the director or the performers?
The performers.
Okay, that's different. I was like, that's a different storyline than the storyline that's really being portrayed. I'm like, hold up. Okay, I've been in a lot of those horrible storylines, and that shit is not funny and stupid. But God. The sex is great.
Yes.
But the how you got to the sex, awkward and weird. Like who I would just fuck.
Yeah. I'd say. You know what? I'm not going to put myself out there like that. Nope.
Have you ever watched an Alexis Texas porn?
I'm sure I have. Now,
I wasn't that memorable. She's like, oh, damn it. Let me think about it. But I'm not sure.
I'm a stickler. I usually stick with a select few people that I like, and I just kind of watch their films.
You don't want to cheat on anybody. You want to be you're like a monogamous type of porn relationship.
So for a long time it was Asa. But then she became a mom, and I love it for her. But I have a thing, I don't like moms. So if I know you're a mom, I just can't get off to
sexually.
You. Yeah, it's a turn off for me. I could have thought you were amazing until I found your mom. I'm like, I can't.
Why? Because you think
something came from there. What do you mean? A whole fucking being came from that shit. I can't think about. No. I'm good. So
you're not a mom.
No, honey. Not for me. I'm good. Who else?
Not ever, or just not now?
Not never. I'm so okay with that idea of not having children. It's amazing. Who else?
Best answer ever.
Right. Kira Noir is amazing. Small Hands is amazing. Who else?
I love
Ricky Johnson is amazing. He's my favorite right now.
He's your favorite? Does he do something to you?
Well, I just bought his toy.
Oh,
so
nice.
Okay, here's the thing. We're gonna go off topic for a second.
Right.
I'm more of a clitoral stimulator. Vibrators are my shit. I love vibrators. Dildos wasn't really into until most recently, because I'm I could just get real dick. I mean, I could just give real dick if I wanted it. But a vibrator, a man can't do what a vibrator does. So, you know, but as of late, you know, pandemic and situations arise. And I was like, well, I think I'm going to go ahead and get some silicone, you know, and then I fucking found Ricky Johnson has his shit. And I was like, I'm buying that shit. So
I love this.
I haven't tried it out yet.
What's stopping you? Are you looking for the right date night?
Well, no. See, I have this other one that I ended up getting that's like clear, and I was able to stick to like my shower, and it's kind of fun. Yeah,
I love this. It's fun, you know, when you stick in suction cup things to things. It's like, and you don't want to feel like you're cheating on him, so you're sticking with the clear. Do you name him?
No. Should I?
Maybe. I think it's more intimate that way. I mean, Ricky already has a name, but the clear one needs a name, definitely. Okay. He's like breaking you into like Ricky, you know? Right. He's pre-Ricky right
exactly.
now.
It's smaller than Ricky. I will say that. So, you know.
Pre-Ricky. The shower time is great at your house.
Indeed.
I like it. All right, next card.
I have an ace of diamonds.
Spicy question, but we're all a little spicy here.
I don't like spicy.
You like spicy questions.
I'm a savory person. Sweet. That's why I'm sweet, Miss Candace. Give me the sweets, not the spice.
What's your celebrity hall pass?
Oh.
I want the truth!
Oh, goodness.
Private Talk wants to know.
Just one?
You can have two.
Okay. I would say for female, Janelle Monáe.
Ooh, sexy.
She is just amazing and a goddess, and she wouldn't have to do anything. I would just do it all, whatever she could. I'm more dominant, but she can make me her bitch if she wanted to. I would do whatever.
So you're definitely bisexual.
Oh, very much so. Very proud. Being the LGBTQIA, that is me, baby.
So could you have a female and male relationship at the same time or both separate?
I currently have a female and male relationship, but they are separate of each other. I am with one and then I am with the other, but they are aware of the both. Mm-hmm. Like we've hung out and like not sexually, but we've hung out in like group settings. Everyone's cool.
And everybody's cool with it.
Yeah.
There's no jealousy.
No.
See, I feel like I'm okay with that like in my head, but I feel like I would be the jealous person at some time. But I don't know. I feel like I don't like to share. Like I like to share and then give it back. It's mine.
So, well, I mean, it's kind of like that with my scenario because, like, I'm married to a man, and then I have a girlfriend, and her girlfriend is engaged to her dude. So it's like, you know, it's never gonna be
not a full-blown like relationship, but it's like a situationship. Like,
well,
there's feelings, and it's like, are there boundaries within what you guys have going on?
Yes. Of course, there's boundaries, as was any relationship that you set what's comfortable. But what I will say is that we are very communicative, which is why it works. And there is a deep connection with me and like my lady. Like, you know, we talk. It's not always just about fucking. Like we actually have something more than a friendship, but not like a sistership because that'd be weird. I don't fuck my sister. But it's
definitely, like for me, I feel like you're allowed to have different soulmates. You know what I mean?
Right.
And they serve different purposes, or whatever. And like there's certain beings, and you just have a connection with people that it's unexplainable. It just happens.
Yes.
But that's why it's like when it becomes like when you're married, and then like with them having other relationships, like with me, is like when like the whole like sharing of time of things, because you know things like whatever, and that's like where it's like having like the communication of having that so open that it's okay and it works for people. Because I feel like more people would be okay with situations like this if they were all open about it and being honest. But because communication, sometimes people don't want to hurt people's feelings, this or whatever, where you're really hurting people's feelings, just not being honest. So I commend that. That's really cool to be super honest and open in all levels, where they could hang out together too, and you guys could all cohesively just be a unit.
Exactly. There's this book I want to drop called The Ethical Slut. It's an amazing book. I suggest everyone read it. And it, for me, put into words what I had thought in my head and all the ideologies that I've always had. So I was like, okay, great. There's other people that think like I do. It's not just me. Yeah. This is amazing.
And that helps, because it's like, not that it changes or sways, but it also like makes it relative and like makes it like you're now, like, you know, kind of thing, where it makes everything.
Exactly.
I like that. All right.
So we've did the clubs. We've done the hearts.
Wait, I need your man hall pass. You only give me the girl.
I thought I was getting away with that.
I was intrigued. I got sucked in, but I'm back. Private talk. We want to know.
Oh, well, I already talked about him because to me, he's a celebrity.
Ricky doesn't count.
Okay, well then, I don't know. I don't know because I genuinely like lust after women more than men. My man, who the fuck would I want to fuck? Who's a guy? Who just the first person that came to my mind is fuck. I don't know. Jadena? I don't know. Maybe. We'll keep it in the same vein.
Emma, you weren't even convinced yourself. You're like,
I don't know.
I don't accept that answer. That was the first thing
like
that came to you.
who do I look at and like, damn, they fine. There's not.
You need one more of these?
Maybe.
You can do it. You got it.
I can think of somebody. Who is it? Okay. How about we'll go with. I don't want to. Nope, not him either.
Ricky Johnson it is.
Yeah, we'll just stick with that because I can't think of anybody else.
You're so funny. All right, last question.
Oh my God, it's an ace of spades. What does that mean?
Ace of spades is our favorite here at Private Talk because it is our favorite because it's a naughty question, but we're all a little naughty. You're real naughty, and I like
very
it.
sweet. What do you mean?
Naughty and sweet is the same thing. You know, in my book, I just, I love it all. Ever used a toy during intercourse?
Yes.
What is this toy?
Which one?
The clear one. We don't know its name.
I have not used it with anybody else. I've got. Let me see. We've got the.
There's an arsenal.
I mean, girls got. I'm into some shit. Okay, I have
no
like
the
anal plug with like the gemstone at the end. That's kind of cute.
I got a couple of those. Mm-hmm. You need a different color for a different outfit.
Mm-hmm. So I got one of them.
What color?
This one is pink. It's gold with a pink stone.
I like it.
Let's see. I've got. Okay, well, there's two different dildos that I had that were like the vibe. It had like the beads on the inside that was like going
rabbit.
around,
like the rabbit.
and and it had the little rabbit ears. So that
I like how I know them all.
Of course you do.
This is like my Jeopardy. I'm like, what? Let me know.
Right, that one. So that I have a purple one and a pink one. I believe I've used.
And
both
you don't name any of them.
No.
See, this is why you need to name them. Give you like Peter, Paul, Susie,
right.
Mary. These are horrible names. You need better names. I'm just, on the spot. Those are
That's my homework. I'll go home and name my toys.
Please do, because we're gonna have a round 2 when we get this poll in here. So we're gonna have to know.
Yes. So like a toy, I'd say in the back and the guy in the front, or was it vice versa? No. I think that was it. Yeah.
Have you ever made a woman squirt?
It's an amazing thing.
Do you know that
the first time you do it, you're just like glorious. Oh my gosh.
Do you have a song when you sing it when it like comes out?
No, I'm usually the one singing. That's me singing. What you mean?
I like those noises are really great. They're really great.
Thank you.
Have you ever had a one night stand?
Yes, I have.
Tell us about it.
Oh God. So it was more of like a one-day stand because it happened in daytime.
You have such a storyteller voice. I'm like, yeah, tell us. One day on June 24th, 2020.
There was this one day I was leaving a dance studio because I had just had dance practice.
Tell me more.
And upon leaving this dance studio, there was another gentleman leaving who decided to come and speak to me. And I thought, he looks pretty fine. And upon speaking to this gentleman, he decided he wanted to cancel whatever he had on his plans, or if he even had the plans, who knows, to walk with me in the park. And I was like, all right, let's walk in the park. So we walked in the park, and upon walking in the park, we end up sitting down by a tree and playing music on one of our cell phones. And at that point, I start dancing, and from my dance moves, I ended up dancing on his dick. And then Lord knows it was I don't know how it happened. It was just so quick. Can you
show us that dance?
It was something like
I was
here, right? I was here, right? I was doing my little dance, right? I was doing my dance, right? And I was doing my dance, right? And I was shaking it, right? And then I came down like this. And the next thing you know, I was doing my dance, right? I was doing my dance. And the next thing you know, here I am. I'm just doing my dance. And now everything's bouncing. It's great. It was great.
I love this story.
Yeah, daytime park sex. Oh, joy.
That sounds like a great story.
Always wear a skirt.
Ooh, you heard her. She tips with Candace. You like that? That was story time with Texas. You know what I mean? I feel like I should just implement this time now, you know, in a private talk, because it was really amazing and I liked it. But I hope you guys did too. I hope that you subscribe to this channel, because if you're not already subscribed, you're missing out. And like it, comment down below. Thank you for coming on Private Talk.
My absolute pleasure, darling.
I hope that you had fun answering these questions and getting a little bit more private, a little bit more, you know, intimate with Miss Texas. Is there anything that you would like to plug, anything that you would like to tell Private Talk before you leave?
Oh, my goodness. So I'll just reiterate. You can find me on Instagram, Sweet Miss Candace. If you're wanting to learn anything from me, you can hit me up at higherlearningdance.com. And then if you're in LA, come to see me perform burlesque at the Next Door Lounge. Or if you are into just partying in the club life, Dragonfly opened back up, and they asked me to go there again. I was like, well, fuck yeah, for old time's sake, I'll come shake some. Aside from that, you can just check me out on YouTube. I haven't started an OnlyFans yet, but everyone's like, you should do it, girl. I'm like, we'll see what I do. We'll see.
Sure.
And then I just big shout out to Biko for keeping me high. Biko Flower, they're amazing.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate your energy, all your honest answers. I hope you had a fun time with us here at Private Talk. And I can't wait to come and watch you and support you, because I love all that you have going on here with you, all your little burlesque show. I feel like is my favorite part. I think is going to be like my go-to. I think that's where we're going to start Private Talk. And I'm going to let you know how it goes, and you guys definitely support her. And thanks for watching.